Hi, so I wanted to do a follow-up video, make sure everyone's orientated correctly. Here is one of the files that's in the Dropbox that I've sent you, and I'll send you the link to Dropbox again. It's the calendar for pacing. This isn't the course compass or my math lab calendar. This is a calendar that I just made with an Excel spreadsheet, but what it shows for you is what you should expect to be doing each day to make sure that you stay on pace. For example, on Tuesday, you should have read section 1.2 and started that homework. Maybe you didn't finish it that night, but you've read it and started it. Next night, you're finishing up 1.2 homework, and you're reading section 1.3, hopefully finishing up that homework. Now, these first three sections are actually very easy. It's direct reading, answering questions, really. Not to, and I'm not trying to say that if you had any trouble, you're dumb or there's something wrong with you, because if you've if this is really, really new, you might, it might be different for you. But anyways, relatively speaking, the first three chapters are easy, especially if you've had any bit of statistics earlier. And I know that they cover statistics as early as the second grade in the California school system. My children are in it, and I volunteer at one of the elementary schools. So as early as the second grade, you're learning this mean, median, and mode stuff, measures of center. You're even learning some measures of variation, range, and standard deviation. So anyways, let me go on with that though. Today is Thursday, so you should have read section 1.4, and then that means you're done with all the chapter 1 material, so you're ready for a chapter 1 quiz. Now the chapter 1 quiz is stated on the pacing calendar for Thursday the 6th, but you might not do it today because if you're still finishing up homework and you just don't feel comfortable, you want to just sleep on it and read up and study just a little bit before you do it, you can still do it up until tomorrow at midnight, Friday, the 7th of June. And the reason why that is that in Course Compass, I've got the deadline set up to Friday, the day after the pacing schedules day that the quiz is posted or shown. And I've done that for all of them. So you'll see that when you look at the due date for the Chapter 2 quiz, the Chapter 2 quiz is due on the 11th at midnight. But that's because if you're pacing yourself, you could have done it on the 10th, or you could have done it on the 11th. Now, can you do any of these quizzes early? Yes, you actually can. I've put a password requirement on all of them, and the password is ready with a capital R-E-D-Y, R-E-A-D-Y. And I put that there so that way we're very clear that you knew that you were starting early, that you knew that you were ready, and that you didn't take it by accident. So the password for all of these is ready, and I'm not changing that anytime soon. I'm not planning on changing that unless I have to, if there's an issue with honesty or something. So you'll just keep using ready, and it's capital R-E-D-Y for these quizzes. Quiz 4 and so on. The midterm will have a different password, so don't even bother when you see the midterm show up. Don't even bother trying to log in. This one has to be done proctored. I will send that information to your proctor if you're not going to take it with us on campus. And let me make a comment about the proctoring now. That if you live within 2 hours of the school, West Hills College Lemoore campus, I would strongly suggest and I would appreciate if you would come to the campus. We're going to be holding that, and I'm still confirming this, but we're going to hopefully be able to hold that at 9 a.m. on the 25th, the day of the midterm, and at, oh, I'm sorry, this is midterm, and at 9 a.m. the day of the final. So 9 a.m. for both of those, room 467 for both of those. I'm just waiting to hear back to make sure that those times are confirmed. Anyway, those passwords I will give you in class when you're there, or I will give it to your proctor if you're not going to be able to make it with us. But please, please, if you are going to be within a 2-hour radius on these days, the 25th and the 1st, take it with us, because it's a whole lot of hassle, and there's in the past has been trouble sometimes having a proctor and everything work out the best way it should. Some of you guys know that you need a proctor, in which case let's get on it and take care of it right now. I'll show you more information about that before I make, but I want to make one more comment about the homework. the homework is supposed to all be due on the Friday of each week. And I say that it's due Friday, but the due date actually will go all the way until the Sunday at midnight of that weekend. And that is intentional, but you'll have to put in a password to do it after Friday. So the late homework password is penalty with a capital P, Penatly, and that will be the case for all of these homeworks. So you can actually do it up until Sunday at midnight, but you'll lose 5% on any homework problems that you had not finished by the Friday deadline. So I hope that this works out for us. I haven't ever done it this way before, but I know another instructor that does it similarly, and she has great success with this technique. You keep the pace here for the reading and the homework, hopefully doing the homework in fullness each day. But if you have some really strong reason not to get it done, which is it's just not a good idea, then there is a little bit of late homework time, but it's going to be late with a penalty. But just think about how much can pile up and how fast it can pile up if you're not doing the homework every day. So just be smart, please. You'll notice that there is a comment here, and this calendar I sent out to you guys in an email with these comments, that if you take some of these quizzes early to make sure we don't lose traction and get off pace at these critical times of the semester, I'll give you 5% extra credit on those quizzes. So I'm not doing it for all the quizzes, but I'm doing it for quiz 7, 8, and 9, 6, 7, 8, and 9, because those are critical quizzes. That's where we really get into the inferential statistics, and we get into the really different stuff. Up until the end of chapter 5, you probably could have seen the material and be comfortable with it from some other experience, but unless you've had a statistics course before, chapter 6 all the way on is new stuff. And so we really don't want to get off pace there. And you'll notice that the first one is probably going to be the hardest one to keep up, unless you're using these other days to do homework. For example, on the 24th, if you're doing section 6.1 then, because you've already done the quiz for chapter 5 when you finished with the 5 material, then you'll have the 25th to do your midterm, which is only going to go chapters 1 through 5. And then you can work on 6.2, and then you can work on 6.3, and work on 6.4, and then do the chapter 6 quiz here, or at latest Sunday, in which case you can get 5% extra credit. So if you stay on track with these, it's going to be easy for you to keep this pace to get a little extra credit, which is 3 days before you need to do the actual, before, supposedly it's going to be required. And these quizzes at this time will start requiring you to do them on those days. If you haven't noticed, that the schedule slows down, or widens out, I should say, where we begin the semester going section 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, back to back, sections 2-2 and 2-3 together. And then we do a section on a day, and we do a quiz that day. Or, like I told you, the deadline gives you a little bit more time. But then when we move further into the semester, you'll finish the section, if you're on pace, the day before. And so the day of the next quiz, there's not any required reading. But if you don't read 7.1 or the next section, you will start to get behind again. So I really like this. Follow it to the T. You'll have no problem all semester. Try to do your own thing, and try to take a bunch of time off, and you'll have a hard time. By the way, the 4th of July has an assignment stated to read section 7.2 and do the homework there. But technically speaking, you don't have to. That is a holiday. So a little comment there. All right, I think I've explained this as much as I can, and I'm going on too long. So let me get to the proctoring stuff that I said I was going to. So in the Dropbox, I have a Proctor exam request form that I've emailed to some people already. I emailed it to them as a Word document so that they can fill it out directly in there. Or also I have it posted here in the Dropbox with a PDF document, so you can print and fill out if you want. But I've also made it easier than that. If you would like, you can follow these instructions. These simply request an email. So at bare minimum, you're on a mobile device and you can't download your Word document, you can't fill it out, or you don't have a printer so you can't print the PDF. Worst case scenario, you can at least follow these instructions, which say that you need to email me no later than June 15th with the following information: setting up a proctor, and it comes down here and tells you all the requirements for the proctors that are acceptable: state, college or university, instructor or librarian, community college or public librarian, and so on. Anyway, I'll let you read through that. Just remember the basics. Fill out your information correctly. Your email has a my dot in front of it, in front of the WHCCD. Mine doesn't have a my. And the requirement for the proctor needs to be on or before the day that we take the test. So it says right here that the midterm must be taken on or before June 25th, which is the time we're going to be doing in class. Final must be taken on or before August 1st. So these are just example times, but you might actually be doing yours at 4:30 on the 25th, or you might be doing yours on the 24th because that's the only time the proctor is available. Okay, can't think of anything else, so I hope that this helps.